Hi guys, welcome to Daniel TV English. Thanks for dropping by and thank you in advance for liking my videos and for subscribing to my channel. In this video, we will learn about misplaced and dangling modifiers. So here we go. First, you need to know the different purposes of modifiers. Number one, modifiers make our thoughts and ideas clear. Number two, modifiers make specific purposes. And number three, modifiers limit, qualify, quantify, or describe so they too embellish our sentences as well as expand them. It only means that modifiers are used to improve the ideas and the quality of our sentences. Now, what happens if you are going to use modifiers incorrectly in a sentence? Then that will lead to what we call misplaced modifiers and dangling modifiers. Now, let's start discussing the misplaced modifier. So, what is it? When we say misplaced modifier, these are the words, phrases, or clauses that modify the wrong word in the sentence. So it's like saying that the word doesn't describe the correct word. So, so how are we going to correct this? You need to place the modifier close to the word it modifies. So remember this, you need to place the modifier as close to the word it modifies as possible. The modifier can be a word, a phrase, or a clause, so you really need to study the sentence before doing the correction. Let's have the sample sentence. Marcus spends sleepless nights reviewing all his lessons, aspiring to get the highest mark. Well, at first, it seems that there is no problem in the sentence. However, if you're going to take a closer look at this sentence, then we will definitely learn that there is a misplaced modifier. Okay, so where is the misplaced modifier here? I hope you guessed it right already. Okay, here it is. Aspiring to get the highest mark. Alright, there. So it is a misplaced modifier because it doesn't modify or describe the correct word. In this sentence, it is as if this modifier is describing or modifying the word lessons, which is not supposed to be. It should be Marcus. It should be Marcus. The problem is Marcus is too far away from the modifier. Now, how are we going to correct this sentence? So we should say, aspiring to get the highest mark, comma, Marcus spends sleepless nights reviewing all his lessons. If you're going to write that way, then the modifier will become close to the word that it modifies, which is Marcus. There you go. Or there is another way actually on how to correct this. You can also say Marcus, comma, who is aspiring to get the highest mark, comma, spends sleepless nights reviewing all his lessons. In that case, you added the word who, to make it a clause, and it will describe Marcus. That is also correct. But the easiest way to correct this sentence is the one that you see on the screen right now. Right? Now, let's have another example. The honors students received certificates who performed well in all their subjects during the recognition day. So in this sentence, where is the misplaced modifier? Okay, the misplaced modifier there is who performed well in all their subjects. Okay, it is modifying the wrong word. Okay, and the wrong word is certificates. So obviously the certificates cannot perform well in the subjects. Okay, in all their subjects rather. So it should be the honors students. So how are we going to correct the sentence? You write it this way. The honors students who performed well in all their subjects received certificates during the recognition day. In that way, the modifier who performed well in all their subjects is now close to the word that it modifies, which is the word student. Okay, I hope you got that well. Next, we move on to the dangling modifier. So what is a dangling modifier? It occurs when the modifier does not modify a noun or a pronoun in the sentence logically. So it's like the idea is wrong, or let's just say that there is something missing. A dangling modifier can also occur when the word which should be modified is missing. So it's like there should be a word to be included in the sentence, but it wasn't there. Now, how are you going to correct a dangling modifier? You can rearrange the sentence, or you can, let's say, you can change the word order as long as it is logically correct. And since there are missing words, then you have to supply the missing word, or you have to provide the missing word. Okay, let's have an example. After gathering data, an outline was made for their presentation. So in this sentence, there is something missing. We don't know who gathered data. Is it the outline? No, right? Okay, so how are we going to correct this one? So we can say after gathering data, the reporters made an outline for their presentation. So to correct the sentence, we inserted or we added the reporters, okay, because they are the ones who gathered data. So they did the action, which is gathering data. So in that case, we now have a complete thought in this sentence. All right. If you don't like reporters, then you can think of other people who can also gather data. So as long as you're going to, let's say, as long as you're going to be able to complete the thought of the data. Or the sentence rather. Okay. Sorry about that. All right. We can also correct the sentence by doing this. After the reporters gathered data, an outline was made for their presentation. Okay, so there, we again inserted the word reporter to make the idea complete. There. And we have another sample. Given limited time during the test, some of the items were not answered. So obviously, there's something wrong in this sentence. We don't know who were given limited time during the test. And we don't know who are those people who were not able to answer some of the items. So we need to provide the missing information. So how do we correct this sentence? It's like this. Given limited time during the test, the students were not able to answer some of the items. So we inserted the students because they are the ones who are doing the action in the sentence. And we also rearrange the sentence so that it will become logically correct. Okay, and that is how you're going to correct a dangling modifier. So there, that's all for misplaced and dangling modifiers. Thank you so much once more, and I hope you learned from this video. If you like this video, please like and subscribe, and see you next time, guys. Thank you so much. Okay, so once again, this is Daniel TV English saying goodbye and see you next time. Goodbye, guys.